The woman on the black horse. The road to Black Hollow had been abandoned for more than 40 years. No maps marked it. No signposts pointed toward it. Yet everyone in the nearby town of Ravenford knew exactly where it was, and more importantly, they knew never to travel it after sunset. Because when the moon rose high and the fog crept low, she came riding. They called her many names. The Black Bride. The Widow Rider. The woman on the horse. But her real name had been forgotten, buried along with the screams. 1. The Warning. Daniel Cross laughed when the old innkeeper warned him. Ghost stories. Daniel said, slinging his backpack over his shoulder. I'm a journalist, not a child. The innkeeper's face tightened, his knuckles white as they gripped the wooden counter. Son, the old man whispered, this isn't a story told to scare children. This is a warning passed down to keep them alive. Daniel scoffed. Then tell me this, if she's real, why hasn't anyone caught her on camera? The innkeeper leaned closer, his breath smelling of tobacco and fear. Because those who see her don't come back. Outside, thunder rolled low across the sky. Daniel left anyway. 2. The road that shouldn't exist. Black Hollow Road appeared suddenly, as if it had grown out of the forest itself. Trees twisted unnaturally, their branches clawing at the sky like skeletal hands. The air was colder here, dead, heavy, wrong. Daniel checked his GPS. No signal. That's strange, he muttered. Then he heard it. Glop, glop, glop. Hoofbeats. Slow. Measured. Deliberate. Daniel froze. The fog thickened, swirling like breath from an invisible mouth. Out of it emerged a horse, tall, skeletal, its eyes burning red like dying embers. And astride it sat a woman. She wore a long black dress, torn and stained as if dragged through graves. Her veil fluttered in the wind, revealing a face that was once beautiful and now utterly ruined. Her skin was pale as bone. Her eyes were empty pits of darkness. And she was smiling. 3. The first death. Daniel ran. The sound of hooves thundered behind him, impossibly fast, shaking the earth itself. Trees blurred past. His lungs burned. Then suddenly, silence. Daniel stopped, panting. The road was empty. No, 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 he whispered. A hand touched his shoulder. Ice shot through his veins. He turned slowly. She was inches from his face. Her mouth opened wider than humanly possible, and from it came the sound of 100 women screaming at once. The forest echoed. The next morning, Ravenford found Daniel Cross hanging from a tree near the road, his eyes wide open, frozen in terror. Carved into his chest were 3 words. I am still riding. 4. Her origin. Long before Ravenford existed, there was a village called Hallowmere. And in that village lived a woman named Eliza Whitmore. She was young, kind, beautiful, and she was to be married. On the night of her wedding, Eliza rode through the forest in a carriage pulled by a black horse. She wore her bridal dress, white and glowing beneath the moon. She never reached the church. Men from the village, men she trusted, dragged her from the carriage. They accused her of witchcraft. They tied her to the horse. And they whipped it. The horse ran. Through thorns. Through rocks. Through fire. Eliza screamed until her voice was gone. When she died, her blood soaked into the earth. And the forest remembered. 5. The curse. They buried her body beneath the road. But Eliza did not rest. On the night of her death, the sky split open with lightning. The horse returned, alone, its mane soaked in blood. That was the first night she rode again. Anyone who walked the road after dark vanished. Some were found torn apart. Others were never found at all. And some came back wrong. 6. The survivor. Only one person ever survived an encounter with her. A woman named Mary Holloway. She was 12 when she saw the rider. She doesn't chase everyone, Mary said years later, her voice shaking. She chooses. What does she want? A reporter asked. Mary's eyes filled with tears. Justice. 7. The last ride. On the anniversary of Eliza's death, the fog was thicker than ever. The woman on the black horse rode faster, screaming louder. This time, she didn't stop at the road. She rode into Ravenford. Lights shattered. Windows exploded. People locked their doors and prayed. But doors mean nothing to the dead. By morning, 7 men were missing. All descendants of those who had murdered Eliza Whitmore. The road fell silent again. 8. The truth. The innkeeper closed his doors permanently after that night. Before leaving town, he left a note pinned to the counter. She rides so we never forget. She rides so the guilty never sleep. She rides because the dead remember everything. 9. If you hear hooves. If you ever find yourself walking alone at night, and you hear hoofbeats behind you, do not run. Do not turn around. Pray that you are innocent. Because if you see the woman on the black horse, she is already riding for you. The end.